Straight ahead. You see that? Huzur. You have a headache. Pani ho. Straight ahead. You see that? Huzur. You have a headache. Pani ho. You get a headache when you're dehydrated. Look at that. To your left. What do you see? Yes. Look at that. To your left. What do you see? Yes. Why are you so good, bro? Go there.
आज जर्ज टाउनको लन्च कस्तो लाग्यो हजुर
एकदम बेस्ट
छ
एकदम अर्ग्यानिक
अर्ग्यानिक छ है
Hotel department.
सानो लन्च कस्तो लाग्यो तिमीलाई
Sila ko sila yung lunch.
It's like a
Yummy, yummy.
This was a
Yummy?
yummy lunch.
Hyderabad.
Khajurba. Oh, khajurba aako.
Thank you.
Khajurba aako bela bhai.
आज है आज यो होटलमा बस्ने हो अनि केही भोलि चाहिँ घर फर्किने
Hotel Deep Parish.
यसमा बस्नुपर्छ आज है हजुर
Oh, someone camera. That's awesome. I'll meet you up there. Will you give me this? Yeah.
Eh, photo lira.
Oh, photo tayo na.
Please not to stand on your seats nor sit on the sides of the coaches. For your convenience, waste baskets are provided each in the coach. Please use them and throw nothing from our train. Smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted aboard our train. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask any of us on board. Today, I'm your conductor, Michael. We also have our brakeman, Jeff. We may sharpen our teeth twice. This is a newest replica to an original bridge built in the winters of 1883 and 84 out of cast and raw iron with a sum of $250,000, around $14 million in today's money. The original bridge stood until 1939, when it and the rest of the original railroad was scrapped, receiving a whopping return investment of $650. The current bridge you see was built 100 years after the original in the summers of 1983 and 84. The cost of $1 billion provided by the Becher Foundation. It said this bridge is 5 times stronger than the original, which is quite important. The original bridge was set to sway 5 feet each direction and sag in the middle as locomotives and trains went over it. Now, folks will assure you the new modern bridge will not sway as much.
महँगै होला कति होला
25 रुपियाँ छ
25 है
भन्छु है म 30 पनि हुनसक्छ होइन I-70 मा आइपुग्यो ल I-70 I-70
Alrighty, folks, we've now come into the Silver Blue yard limits, just as trains did 100 years ago. Now, should you so wish, you will have an opportunity to step off here at Silver Blue. No mine tours are offered here.
There's a bug on me. There's a bug on me.
Alrighty, folks, we've now come into the Silver Blue yard limits, just as trains did 100 years ago. Now, should you so wish, you will have an opportunity to step off here at Silver Plume. No mine tours are offered here. That's going to be the next stop on the downhill journey. Today we have our 1884 Depot gift shop inside open. Just to the right through that are the restrooms. The only area to take a smoke will be the parking area. And should you so wish, there is a museum to view just right across the parking lot. We'll ask that you please all remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop, and disembark only when I tell you it's safe to do so. We will ask if you wish to step off, you please return by 1:40. That is 1:40. And if you'll start meandering back 1 or 2 minutes earlier, that would be greatly appreciated because the train leaves at 1:40. Welcome to Silver Plume, elevation 9,178 feet above sea level.
There's a water station up there on the left.
ल स्टेसनमा आइपुग्यो 20 मिनट.
And I've got to say that I think I've worked on every single car on this train. Now, as for the port in which the water is filled, that is the cistern which holds all the oil and water, that's called the tender. And so, why did the steam locomotive take a day off? Because it had a tender behind. Certainly we're playing in the minor league. Now I realize that's a pretty rocky joke. But our railroad is also quite rocky, as we're currently going onto a 4% descending grade. That is to say, for every 100 feet we travel, we drop in elevation nearly 4 feet. For a reference, 3 of our cars is about 100 feet. So if you're sitting on the opposite end as your friend in the car, you might feel about, well, $5.5 million. Left side here, you might notice one of the local prospectors, Charlie. Right arch Ridge is also been working the ball. Now, left the ball by 70 here, the great coloration from Sergeant Pepper's Galena, Silver Park. Roughly towards the east in the distance, those rusty red taillights are actually indicative of gold mining. This is dropping elevation 6 feet side to side. Now, if you're afraid of heights, don't look down, as it's 74.6 feet down to our tracks below. About 100 feet down, the crystal clear waters of Clear Creek. Now, if you are afraid of heights, I do have a small recommendation for you. If you look above your car, you might see a small stone pebble. Look up that pebble and roll it through your hands. Really focus on the texture, and you might feel a little bolder. Right side here is Georgetown, at the foot of Saxon Mountain. And lingering off to the left in the distance is the mighty Mount Pendleton. Also here, at the edge of our parking lot, next to that really sporty looking car, you'll notice a stone monument that was originally built in 1947 by the Colorado Historical Society and moved there in 1949 to commemorate the original railroad bridge, not anticipating the line to be rebuilt in the 1970s. As for the particular equipment you're on today, this train is comprised of numerous historic pieces of narrow gauge equipment. The cars you're in today were all originally freight cars, 3 of which come from what's known as the White Pass Yukon, which operates out of Skagway, Alaska. We do have one original car on this train, the 1116, who was originally a Colorado and Southern refrigerated boxcar. And our other cars come from line, which was known as the old Denver Rio Grande West Clear Creek for the 4th and final time in our journey today. But we would really have come a mile as the crow flies. We've done nearly 3.5 miles by rail and dropped in elevation, approximately 563 feet. And if you look to the right side of our train here, you may notice the ledge we're on a few short minutes ago. Showing you the back over ourselves. increase the average rate to 3.5%. Well, folks, your train ride is coming to its conclusion. We'll ask that before you disembark, you please have all of your belongings and that your trash is properly disposed of. The Colorado State Patrol, as well as the Georgetown Loop Railroad, urge you to please drive safely as you continue your travels. And while the Georgetown Loop might be a narrow gauge railroad, we sincerely hope the gauge of our service was not narrow. But while we might get a little sidetracked on our duties from time to time, I hope you'll say that none of our jokes were too utterly derailing. Well, folks, we'll ask you to remain seated until the train comes to a full complete stop. We'll tell you when it's safe to disembark. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Welcome back to Devil's Gate, and we hope to see you again real soon.
ल हामी क्लियर लेकमा आइपुग्यौँ हजुर यो 9,940 फिट एलिभेसन को एलिभेसनमा रहेको क्लियर लेक अहिले पानी परेको छ यहाँ अब ऊ पारी हिमाल चिसो देखिन्छ पारी हो चिसो हावा बगिरहेको छ